Well, hey guys, it's Ian here. Let's turn that fan down a bit. It's Ian here, Aussie Tech Racing. My father's off getting his cancer treatment. It's for the bones. It helps strengthen the bones since the cancer has gone into the bones, which is never a good thing. But it's going well. Mum's doing okay at the moment, so everything's kind of stable in that area. So thank you for asking, guys. Thank you for asking. You guys all rock. Two things. When I do these vlogs, I'm gonna have a kind of like a topic for the thing, and then just a little bit of a rundown on what I think of the latest dailies. Last week's ones were pretty good. I just didn't get time to do enough, especially Daily B at Bathurst. Swifty was really good there, but I'm struggling to get the time to do it at the moment. This week's, I'm not too much of a fan of this week, especially Daily C. Daily C is way too short. Like, it's 12 laps at Watson's Glen, the long course, in the GR1 cars. Like 1 minute 30 lap times, and it's only 12 laps. Racing softs and racing mediums, it's just way too short. After months of Polly getting it really good with the race lengths. And also it's the GR1 cars, which we only had a couple of weeks ago at Le Mans. I'm just hoping that Sony don't start overusing that class too much. It's good having it every now and then, but don't use it too much. I was looking forward to a long race, the longer race C this week in GR4 cars, but because I actually prefer driving and racing with the GR4 cars, especially Swifty. But unfortunately we don't have that. They came back for 1 week for Bathurst and then they're gone again. Which means next week, if they do come back, they'll be Daily B again, because Daily C will be GR3 cars, because we can't go a week without GR3 cars. It's just the way Polly said the thing. Apparently we all love the GR3 cars and don't want it. Can't have a week without. I think once last year we had a week without GR3 cars, which was unusual. Maybe once or twice, but it hardly ever happens. So I'm actually having to turn the air conditioning on, because unusually, even though it's winter here and it's still usually warm today, but it has been pretty chilly. Not to the standard of you Europeans and even over there in America can get, but for us, especially here in Queensland, it still feel a bit cold. But it's a lovely sunny Queensland day. This is the kind of days why you live in Queensland. But my subject for this vlog is, why do you sim race? And if you stream, why do you stream? What is the reason why you want to stream? Is it because you want to try and make money? Get a large following? My reason isn't either of those, actually, believe it or not. Though of course no one's going to say no to money. But that's not why I stream. Not like someone called Rory who does stream to make money. He made no secret early on. I don't know about nowadays, but he used to say he only streams to make money. And good for him. I'm not taking anything away from him. It's just not what I'm after. But why do I sim race? Well, I've been sim racing since probably the dawn of racing games that you could get hold of. I've gone through Pit Stop 2 on my dad's old 8086 with 4-colour CGA graphics, you know, it was state of the art. Not really. Then we've gone for Accolade Grand Prix and Microbose Grand Prix. I've been sim racing for a long time. My first probably real serious online racing was in NASCAR 2000. I think it was 2003 that used to be named, or 2002. Back with a group called Oz Team Racing here in Australia. I used to do that. I used to be pretty good at it back then, you know. It was more like the early days of wheels, and then forced feedback wheels and stuff like that. So I remember the first forced feedback wheel. I think it was the Logitech G25. Then it was G27, G29, blah blah blah. We all know those. But why do I sim rig? You know, some of you guys see it as a computer game. That's fair enough. If you want to see, say, if you're sim racing even GT7, I know some people call it, or arcade, yeah, each their own. But why do I sim rig race? There's some. Well, for me, it's because I had the desire. God, that was a little thing. I wanted to race in real life. I went and did high performance courses at Sandown Raceway. I drove Peter Brock around the racetrack, and he kind of chose his favourite driver for the day, and it was me. He said I had the raw talent to drive. Sadly, my father didn't believe in financially helping try and I could pursue that as a career or anything. He was old school, you know. Go and get yourself an education, get yourself a real job. Anyhow, so I always wanted to race. I got to work with a V8 supercar team. That was great fun. I did a NASCAR kind of like a course and changing tyres and stuff like that. Yeah, the old 5-wheel nuts and stuff like that. I was pretty good at that actually too. But yeah, so I always wanted to race in real life, but I always had also, for all those years, I've been sim racing. But if there's a sim game out there, racing sim game, I will go and get it. I've got them all on PC. I've got Le Mans Ultimate. I've got iRacing, which I've just suspended the subscription for at the moment. Things are a little bit tight money wise. But I sim race to simulate racing that I could never do in real life. So I take my sim racing very seriously. So when you see me get really upset, I've got a bit of a temper. It's because of frustration, because I take my sim racing seriously. And some of the lines that really piss me off when people say, oh, don't get upset, it's just a game. To them, it's just a game, yes. You've got every right to think of these simulations as just a game, because technically they are just a game. But there are real people behind those wheels or controllers. And that's where I have issue. When people do stupid and crazy, dirty moves and run you off, blah, blah, blah. And if you have a go at them, they go, oh, it's just a game. Yes, it is just a game. But some of us would like to take it seriously, enjoy the racing like one normally would, you know. How about, you know, just respecting each other's on the track? And I would like to see more respect on the track. So when I get upset with these idiot drivers, it's because they're not showing any respect, and that upsets me, because I am very passionate about my motorsports. I love Formula One. I'm losing a bit of interest in the V8 supercars because of just the way their direction's going at the moment, especially with the TV rights and all that other crap. But I do love my racing. I used to sneak out in the mid-80s to go and watch Formula One because my parents didn't want me staying up that late. Because I was about 12, 13, around that age. But I've been watching Formula One ever since. I've not missed a Formula One race on TV, ever. If I can't watch it live, I'll watch it delayed. I used to vigorously tape the races on the old VHS, you know. You used to record those races, and then came hard drive, so you could save your races on hard drive. That was so much easier than the old videotapes. But yeah, so I've got a history of just loving motorsport. I love cars. I've always enjoyed cars. That's why I love the Gran Turismo series, because you can go and experience cars. Especially with VR now, it really immerses you in driving those things. And so yeah, I sim race because I love cars, I love racing, and I want to go out there and race, but race fair. Hard, yes. Sometimes you get a bit pushy and bumpy, but when people take you out on purpose, that is where I draw the line. Because I love my sim racing, so I take it personally. Why do I, now the second part of that question was, why do I stream? Well, I don't stream to be famous or be well known. I definitely don't stream for money. Again, of course, no one's going to say no to you if you get a chance to make some money. But that's not my purpose of streaming. I stream so I can. This is also the reason why I don't care that I haven't got 1,000 subs, thousands of subs, and all that other stuff. Because when you see some of these bigger streamers, it's hard to get involved in the chat because the chat just moves faster. By the time you might have said something and you look back, it's disappeared on the screen. And that's losing that personal touch. I stream, and I don't care. Sometimes I get a little bit upset if you don't get anyone commenting or saying anything. So if you are watching, at least say something. Let's leave a little comment, something. Anyway, I stream for the social aspect. Now I've got this guy, Lebelic Racing. We all know him as Lebelic, Luke. He's got cerebral palsy. And I do streams for him every Friday night. I have a lower account on a UK account so I can get in a race with him, which I did last night. I slowed down and I just raced with him. I just wanted to keep him company, just driving around the track with my mates. To me, it's not always about results. It's not always about winning. It's the journey. That race was all about the journey of racing around the track with Lebelic. Now, Lebelic has been one of my biggest supporters over all these years. He's like a brother to me. I'll do anything. If I see anyone take him off the track, I'll ossify them. Very protective. But yeah, I stream for the social aspect of catching up when the other guys there. We've got German Kiwi are late, especially with the lobbies and some of the others of you guys. And Lounsey hasn't been around for a while, so I hope you're around, Lounsey. Leave a comment, say hi. Phil, I haven't heard from Phil for a long time. I have to go and check if he's still alive. Andy, I know Andy's had some health issues, so I can understand that. But yeah, it's just. So I'm not all about getting 1,000 views and monetize my videos. I don't get enough views on my videos to be able to monetize my channel. Will I monetize it? Yeah, probably. If someone wanted to donate some money or watch and I get a little bit out of it, that's great. I get a little bit out of my Aussie Tech channel. Just a little bonus. I just call that as bonus money. So yeah, I don't stream for the recognition or the money or the thousands of subs. It's a social. It's just so I can be out there. When I'm streaming, I'm sharing my joy for racing with you guys that subscribe to me, who come into my streams and chat and stuff like that. It means so much when I see people chatting in my streams and chatting to each other. I wouldn't have met Luke if it wasn't for that. Luke is a very special, very, very special friend and subscriber who, I've already mentioned that. So that's why I stream. That's why I race, because I'm just a sim racing nut. I just love my racing. And I like to try and simulate the real thing. Anyway, what I want now is you guys to comment down below. Let me know why you sim race and why do you stream if you are a streamer. What's your purpose for streaming and racing? How do you see your racing? Yes, it is a game to me, but we still need to respect that there are real people making real choices behind this game when you're driving. So that's my view. Comment down below, let me know your views, eh? Let's start a chat. We'll try and do these more often over time. I'm Ian, this is Aussie Tech Racing. See you on the next one. Stay safe. Bye for now.
Engines scream under a southern sun, chasing shadows on the asphalt run. Grip the wheel, try to feel the pulse ignite. Dance with the devil on the floodlit night.